You can make every decision in the book to say or go. But ultimately, the decision comes down to you and only you. You're the master of your fate. You're responsible for your own happiness. Today on Our Space, make them move. Up first, don't ever let someone make you feel like you're the crazy one. Cheating girlfriend of almost 2 years. So this weekend, I came to my girlfriend's college to visit her. The weekend was going good, and overall, I had faith in her not cheating on me until that point. Up to that point, we also have had our problems in our relationship, but we've been able to communicate and get past all these bumps. That morning, we got into a little argument that we weren't able to resolve. I planned on talking with her the morning after and resolving her conflict. I thought she was different. They always are. But on the last night, I went to sleep early and heard her talking with her roommates about me, so I stayed up and listened. They spent the whole night talking about me, and her roommates were trying to convince her to drop me. They kept explaining, "Drop me," loud and clear over and over. And if that wasn't bad, I heard her other roommate mention to her, "How many hoes does she have?" I didn't hear what she said because she said it quietly. But I'm sure the answer was something I didn't want to hear. The night went on, and they kept talking about me and our relationship, how this person would be a much better fit than me, and the icing on the cake to that night was the fact that she said she got drunk one night and hooked up with someone. That was the icing on the cake. That went on for 2 hours until I got up from my bed to put my AirPods away. Her roommate was also in the same room sleeping, and I'm not sure if she heard me get up, or the roommate alerted them, but they all got super quiet to the point where one of them sighed, "Shush." So my girlfriend came to bed soon after that last incident. I told her I was going to get a hotel for the night. Luckily, I was leaving the next morning, so worked out for the best. It was a horrible night. I confronted her about it. She kept trying to gaslight me and tell me that it was because I was hearing lies. I did smoke some weed earlier that night, but, not a super crazy amount. But she's so insistent that everything I heard was lies, or the weed is making me hear things. And I told her it's because either I was crazy and needed to get checked out, or I heard exactly what I heard, and you just keep lying to me. She said that she just recommends that I stop smoking weed. I told her I just wanted her to admit it, but she wouldn't budge. She won't budge. She is sticking with her story, and I can safely say after almost 2 years the relationship is ending. Even the next morning, she'd been trying to convince me. I keep poking holes in her story, and she won't budge. Getting the truth out of her seems impossible. But I just want the truth. I asked her again, "Either I am crazy or you're lying." She responded with, "The mind is a crazy thing." Not calling me crazy directly, but basically keeps dodging the question. One of many questions I asked her that she dodged. A part of me wants to believe her, but I know what I heard. I was listening for the whole 2 hours, every single thing they said. Very thin walls. I am going to really miss her, but it is what it is. She wasn't the one for me because if she was, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. And now afterwards, after a few hours have passed, all these red flags are becoming very obvious. We stopped having sex a lot less. Her phone was constantly dying. She never defended me when her friends disrespected me, in front of my face. So I can't imagine what went on that wasn't in front of my face. And she's just always been sneaky. There was one time when we went to a hotel together, and she left her phone at home to make it look like she was home, so her mom wouldn't find out. I talked about that moment with her afterwards, and she said that she would never do that to me. I feel like a fool for believing her now. She's also gotten caught sneaking out in high school. It's becoming much more obvious what type of person she is now. I'm okay with how everything is ending up now. I feel like I should be much more upset, but I was more just angry and in shock hearing all the things she said. Now I just keep doubting myself, thinking, did I make the right decision? Or maybe I'm just crazy and just heard the whole 2-hour conversation in my head. I don't know anymore. I'm just going to miss her. This wasn't just in your head. Oh Paige, you heard everything correctly. Why would you want to be with someone who trash talks you like that behind your back? Why would you miss someone like that? Update. So I said my final goodbye. I took some hours to recoup. I told her very calmly that out of respect for this relationship we had, I would still like to be somewhat cordial since we work at a job together that's maybe a handful of times a year. And I don't want to quit because the pay is too good and is a cool job. So we might see each other every now and then. She responded very aggressively, of course, but then mellowed out, and we had a nice talk. I don't want to get back together with her at all, and I don't care about knowing the truth anymore. I heard what I heard, and that's enough for me. So that will be our final talk. Part of me wants to hate her, and maybe I should, but I will just talk her down as a lesson and move on. Nothing good comes from hate and resentment. I still have to see her in a month to make our official exchange, so we'll see how that goes. But other than that, I picked myself up today and forced myself to work out, so I got a 12-mile bike in today, watched a good podcast, read a chapter of one of my books, and had a good sauna session today. I also did some good studying for my coding school that I'm currently in. I'm really excited to become an individual and to put myself as the priority again. She's wasted enough of my time, and I won't let her waste any more of it. I'm 21 years young, and still have a whole life of experiences to live. Nuke GM 426 chimes in. Quit searching for the truth. They will only admit what you've already found. It's called trickled truth. You never get the whole truth. You've heard of confession. When she was talking to her friends, her admitting it to you won't change the fact that she cheated. Let it go and move on. OK Culture 3935 says, make me laugh. A college notorious for people cheating on their long-range partner. Isn't it pretty much every college where young people surrounded by other attractive young people using alcohol and drugs decide they would like to explore while separated from their long-distance significant other? Easy Ad 1096 chimes in. You're handling this in a very mature way. Trust your eyes and ears and not hurt gaslighting. It won't be much comfort, but what she is doing, shopping around to find out what she likes most in a man, is healthy for a woman. If you're a woman and you only get one grab for the brass ring, you set your sights high. Her lying and manipulating are very common. Women often monkey branch on their significant others. That is, they keep one man who they have grown bored of in the friend zone while they explore a possible relationship with another guy. Excellent. Yes. Move on and move up. You have your whole life ahead of you. Don't let people like her hold you back. If you ever have that gut feeling again, chances are they're right and you need to listen to them. Don't doubt yourself. What do you think? Do you think Op overreacted? Meanwhile, next, no more pity parties for one. I'm so lonely. Decided to stay and work it out after his cheating, but I missed being in love and being loved. We've been together for 10 years. He cheated twice. He's shown me time and time again that his words will never turn into actions. So why am I here? I miss companionship. I miss love. We have kids together. I'm just lonely. I wish I understood what he felt when he cheated on me both times, but I could never give him this kind of pain. And I've even considered finding someone just for attention because I'm dying over here. But I won't, and I wouldn't. I'm just tired of hurting all the time. The community has some words of encouragement. Little Black Cat says, people who suffer from codependency find it difficult to extricate themselves from abusive relationships and need therapy and support to find the strength to leave. Get into individual counseling as soon as possible because you can't stay in such a toxic marriage with a man who doesn't care about your well-being. Your wayward husband won't change. In fact, his infidelity will probably escalate until he leaves you. You've said it yourself. His words will never turn into actions. Have you considered the emotional damage his behavior is causing your children? He's not only betraying you, but also your kids. Children learned by watching people around them, particularly by modeling the behavior of their primary cares. At the moment, you're teaching them to tolerate mistreatment and disrespect. You are their role model, so you can't normalize infidelity or end emotional abuse. Be the stronger parent and leave your wayward husband. If not for you, then for your children. Please consult a divorce attorney as soon as possible to prepare your exit. They can also organize emergency child and spousal support if you're a stay-at-home mom. Get a full STD panel, if you haven't already done so, and lean on your family and friends for support. And don't protect him by keeping his adultery a secret. Glow427 says you are staying because you miss companionship and miss love, yet you're lonely. You are obviously not getting those things from him. So why do you stay? Therapy for yourself to figure out what you need and how to get it. For the love of God, get the heck out of there. Stop your pity party for one. You're doing this to yourself. At this point, this person isn't doing anything to you. You're not loving yourself. You're disrespecting yourself by staying. There's over 8 billion people in the world. You can find companionship and intimacy and love with someone else. First, find it within yourself. We need to find peace and strength within. This is totally on you. Thoughts? Up next, leave the past in the past. My ex who cheated just reached out to me. 3 years ago, I, female 27, was talking with this guy, male 28. We weren't officially dating, but we were pretty much together without the label. We were only together for about 4 months. It ended because we were at a party, and I ended up walking in on him balls deep in this other girl. I left. And because I was weak, I ended up still hanging with him for a while. After a couple more weeks of that, he told me he didn't want to hang out anymore because he felt so bad. I was over it at this point, so I said F it and left. I now have a new boyfriend, and we're going great. It has been 3 years, and he just messaged me saying how sorry he was, and if we could talk through how he was a piece of crap. I don't want to answer because I'm over him. And have been for a long time, and I feel like it would be more for him than me. Am I wrong for thinking that? Ask a question of the community. You will get an answer. Very upset and bitter says you don't need to. It's your choice. I ghosted a block all of my cheating exes because they weren't worth that time, effort, and thought. My thinking was if they betrayed me like this, why would I want them in my life? DOP responds. That's a really good point. Thank you. For some reason, I still don't want to be rude. I don't know. I know he deserves it, but still, Snow Turtle 13 thinks. How would your current boyfriend feel about your mending things with your ex? How would you feel if your current boyfriend was reaching out to his ex? Yurt of Kareem says he wants to screw and is testing the waters to see if you fall on his dick. This is a classic F-boy move straight from chapter 6 of the Whoring Bible. If you fall for this, shame on you, not only because of the cheating, but because this is one of the most older and well-known tricks used by F-boys. Just block. Any interaction is just opening the door. If you interact with him, you will fall. You're not totally wrong. Leave the past in the past. You've moved on and you don't need that in your life anymore. Yeah, he reached out and he's apologized. Cool. What does he want from you? It's not going to change what happened. It's not worth your time or the effort. You're perfectly fine where you are. Don't ruin it. What do you think Op should do? And lastly, be bold and stick up for yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. Boyfriend emotionally cheating for the past month. He doesn't know I know everything. First of all, I'm female 20 confronting him, male 20 tomorrow. I say emotionally cheating, not because I think he has feelings for the girl, but because it hasn't gone physical that I know of, but the lies and way he speaks to her absolutely constitutes cheating in my mind. I've had to push it to the side to focus on school, but can't handle it anymore. And just want an apology and explanation. Any tips for approaching it? Obviously, he will lie. I wouldn't say I'm a pushover, but have a hard time standing my ground in fights. I've never raised my voice at anyone and usually avoid confrontation. Edit. I do understand that a characteristic of staying with a cheater is having low self-worth. I personally have full confidence in myself as a person and as a woman physically and mentally. And in this situation, I have maintained it in my brain that I am the better person. And that I will be okay if it ends. I think that people who go after someone's partner have extremely low self-worth. I have BPD. It's hard for me to process things like this emotionally, and I tend to love people really hard. So hard that it's usually unconditional. So I think that's why I haven't made a move yet. Good night and go says, hey, similar situation here, leave him, please. It won't get any better. My boyfriend used to do the same, and he saw how hurt I was the first time he got caught. He literally saw me sobbing curled up on the floor of the bathroom, and he just proceeded to sleep. He continued this for 2 years. Please leave that piece of crap. NC Deep Diver adds, since you know he has cheated, at least emotionally, you know he is going to lie and you don't like or do well in confrontations. Don't confront him. By giving the opportunity to gaslight, you'll lie to you, don't confront at all. Ghost him instead. Block him and don't give him the satisfaction of turning everything on you. DOP replies, this is my original post. How do I confront my boyfriend for emotionally cheating? He doesn't know I know. My boyfriend has been cheating. Not physical yet, but bad enough that it's cheating on me with a girl at school for over a month, and he doesn't know I know, but I've known the whole time. I actually brought it up to him and ended up pushing him to not only hide it more, but continue to go further and further with her. At this point, the hurt and disrespect has gone too far, but I never wanted to throw away my relationship over a random girl. Edit. We've been together for 2 years and go to college together and have always intended to be long-term. Edit 2. I've been uncomfortable with his interactions with her for about 2 months. I knew they were texting, and I saw some bad crap. He actually brought it up. And yeah, I don't want to sleep with this random girl even if she wants me. I said how hurt and uncomfortable I'd been about it, and he knew, but didn't care. I thought me being transparent about my feelings would end it. But he just started lying more and deleting their texts every day and gone further and further. The Og Potato Predator says I never wanted to throw away my relationship over random girl. You aren't. He is. Be careful how you phrase things. Words you say matter, even to yourself. I said how hurt and uncomfortable I'd been about it, and he knew, but didn't care. What exactly makes this guy worth your time, especially when you know he hides things better and becomes more deceitful when you express your concerns? I think you just have to come out right and say that you know everything. OP. If he pushes it back on you, or if he denies it or gaslights you, it's not worth staying. I feel like it's not worth staying either way. You don't need that crap. If you've already said how hurt and uncomfortable you've been about certain situations and he didn't care, chances are when you confront him, he'll deny it and won't care either, but this is a good sign. It's closure. It means you can leave with no strings attached. Should he confront him or not? What would you do? Thank you for joining us today on our space. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We'd hate for you to miss out. And if you want to listen to more stories from me, check out our lounge.